Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning in here. Today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Netflix, Wave 2, Walmart exclusive, Voyager class Earth mode Soundwave. Whew, that is a mouthful, and I didn't even include the other two guys that he comes with that, but he does come with Laserbeak and Ravage, and this guy is super exciting. I had this on pre-order since whenever it went up for pre-order, and that never came in, so Walmart's pre-order practices are still fantastic. So if you do have a pre-order place with this guy, I wish you luck with it. I went out to a store for some groceries, ended up finding one, so I'm really happy to be canceling that pre-order because that was a headache. So regardless of that, I'm super excited to have this. I love the idea of a music box, boom box, whatever, Soundwave. I know some people are sick of the rectangle, but I've been really dying for a classics version of a just boombox G1 Soundwave for years, for the past 10 years, honestly, since the Universe 2.0 line, whatever you want to call it. I've been waiting for one since then, and I'm super excited to have this. So with all that out of the way, let's crack him open and see what he's like. And here we have Soundwave out of his prison, and he looks phenomenal. I am really cheesing over this dude. I don't know what it is about him. I think it's just like, a lot of people dislike that G1 blockiness, but it's something that I just really enjoy. I like seeing it translated over to toys, and this guy pulls it off well. Like, I didn't even pose him or anything, but just the way his head is slouched and everything, he just looks fantastic. I'm really in love with this thing. The one thing off the bat I will let you know about, if your thing is anti-faux parts, he does have faux parts back here. This is the tape deck player. It kind of sits as a butt flap. I'm not bothered by the butt flap. It really does nothing to the silhouette of the figure. It's really not obtrusive at all. And even if it was obtrusive to the articulation, you can move it out of the way. But that's really the only sign of that I can see if that's your thing. But other than that, I think this guy is fantastic. I want to go ahead and get him compared with his Siege brothers. Here he is with his brother Siege Soundwave, and you can already off the bat see some of these differences. He's got resculpted lower legs, he has got resculpted back because he doesn't have these gigantic thrusters, he has resculpted shoulders and chest area and everything. The back transforms all different, so there's a bit different on him even though he shares the same base skeleton, which is totally fine with me. Siege Soundwave is a bit thicker, which is totally fine, but really provides this one for that kind of flat, two-dimensional G1 blocky look. So I still love Siege Soundwave, he looks great. And then the other main change that you can see right off the bat here is in the head sculpts. The visor on the Siege one is yellow to match toy accuracy. The one on the Netflix version is red for cartoon accuracy. So that's really nice. The only other paint app that I would really like to have on this is the red stripe on the forearm here that Siege has. This one does not have it, but I can add that super easily. I'm not super worried about it. So those are those two together. And here he is with Sound Blaster. Now these two aren't super comparable. Again, Sound Blaster is just an upgraded version of the Siege toy with a double-decker chest, extra wide boy. So these guys, you know, they look really great together. I just really wanted to see them on film next to each other. And the fact that he looks a little bit beefier, I really enjoy that. It makes him look like an upgraded, rebuilt Soundwave from G1. So these guys look fantastic together. Soundwave's accessories is he does come up with this shoulder-mounted cannon. Looks right out of G1. Again, I'm probably going to add a little bit of paint, some red on the nubs in there, just to make it look a little bit different. Maybe the circle too, like I did with the Siege version. But it just plugs up right in there. He comes with the same gun that the other versions came with, so you just pop it out the back, pull it forward. Just a new version of his G1 gun. You can plug that in right here. He's still got the sculpted hands the exact same way, so you can just take this pointer finger over here, wrap it up, undo that hinge in the shoulder, and you just want to press it down. Boop. And there you can open up his tape deck window. Soundwave does come with two updated versions of the Siege cassettes. He's got Laserbeak here and he's got Ravage. So let's get the two compared. You got the Netflix Laserbeak right here with the Siege Laserbeak. You can see some of the changes. Got some black and silver inverted with the paint, and the main difference is this one has some more yellow and blues decoed in there, kind of make it look more cartoony. Backsides are mostly the exact same, and that's about it. So let's get him transformed. He's real basic. I'm not going to do the whole music fun stuff with him because it's going to be done in a second. So you just flip up the head, come up with this back thing. This one might pop off. Oh my god, it did it. The hinges on my Soundwave and my cassettes are really tight, so this piece will pop off during transformation a bit. So look out for that. You're going to pull out his wings, fold out his feetsies, and you've got Laserbeak. Let's transform the Siege one. And here you've got them both compared. These guys look fantastic. I like them both for different reasons. Laserbeak mostly because you can see the main change right here is going to be in the head. This one has more of a toy accurate visor sculpt. It's meant to match the three-part opener of the G1 series, and this one looks more accurate to the rest of the animation, the movie, and all of that. So they look great together. The only difference that the Siege one has that I'm really kind of bummed about is there's a nice Decepticon logo back here. Not on this one, but I can switch that part out. I'm not heartbroken about it. It is what it is. Next up, we've got Ravage here, and again, whoops, I want to get him compared with his Siege brother. So I guess these were shields. These were cassettes. Sorry, they were cassettes. Hasbro, I guess, said they were shields. These were always cassettes. Come on, man. So this guy has more of a cassette tape deco on him. I like it a lot. It says Japan down there with some stickers and stuff. Looks like a cassette tape more than this, but is what it is. The backs are mostly the same. Oh, I guess this is technically upside down, so whatever. Let's get him transformed. This guy over here, let's get his legs folded out up here. Gonna take this back section, kind of unplug this from the sides. This back hinge swings back. Going to hinge those up, bring them down at the thighs. You're gonna take his little feetsies, pull them out. Come up here, you're gonna grab this. There's a little lip right there, you're gonna grab it with your nail. All right, and you pull that up. Fold those in. It's all super clicky, it's super tight. And here you have the Netflix Ravage. Let's get the Siege one transformed. And here are the two good boys in Jaguar mode. So these guys look great together. I think this one has more differences in the cassette mode, where Laserbeak has more differences in the robot mode, but you will see here where the colors don't really match up. This has more of a cartoon accurate deco for the Jaguar. This one kind of has a more cassette accurate deco, but I'm totally fine with it. I think both look good. The other main difference, it's kind of hard to tell, but this one has yellow eyes on the Netflix version, and then this one has red eyes. So maybe I'll get in there and make that a little bit brighter and touch it up. So that is the Jaguars. Oh, and then also, if you have the Centurion accessory set, he is, of course, compatible with this. So if you would like to send your Ravage to Horny Jail, he is acceptable. And then when it comes to Soundwave's robot mode, you can, as always, like with the Siege version, take his cassettes, and with Ravage, you want to use the smaller side, because it can get stuck. It'll probably get stuck anyway, but you just take it, close it up in there, and he can hold both of his cassettes. And then also, if you take his forearm, put it up like this, he has two little divots for Laserbeak's feet to set. I don't know how well it works. I've not done it yet, so let's see. Works better than the Siege version, so that's really nice. So you can get him up there with Laserbeak perched, have a little conversation, and they look fantastic together. Another accessory Soundwave comes with that I forgot to mention here is this little gun. So it can unfold. I rehomed mine. I have one from my Siege Soundwave and I have one from Sound Blaster. One went to my Siege Megatron to make the barrel in the back, and then one of them went to the Sledgehammer Battlemaster for Ultra Magnus. So I think it's fine that he has this. I can finally have him keep one because the other two uses were much more practical than this. So he looks great with it, but he always has other guns too, so it is what it is. I'm fine with more accessories, but he does come with it. Soundwave's articulation is virtually the same as the Siege. He's got a ball-jointed head that goes up and down that much. It can rotate 360. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize if some of his movements or working this figure during the articulation or transformation segments are a little iffy. This guy has incredibly tight joints that they're not really loosening at all. So it's nothing that I feel like is going to snap, but just a heads up if it feels a little awkward that I'm moving it. Some of these joints, almost all of them, are incredibly tight. So his shoulders rotate 360. His arms go up and out that much. Now, again, I don't know if this is a thing with the Siege version or re-engineered for this, because my Siege never had him this bad, but he's got this like almost ratchet that you know, hinders the arm here and here. So I'd like that to loosen up actually, so I can get some, you know, here movement, something that looks a little more natural. So we'll see about that. But he also has a bicep rotation, a double jointed elbow. His hands can hinge inside due to the transformation. He has a 360 waist. His legs, you gotta flip up these panels, but they go forward that much, they go backward that much. He has a single jointed knee that much. His feet pivot left and right as well. So you can get some great posability out of him. This guy has no shortage of articulation. And of course, the main reason I bought this guy was for his boombox Earth mode. So with all of his robot mode junk out of the way, let's go ahead and get that started. Soundwave in his rectangle mode. Now, I know some people think this is superfluous, kind of stupid. I'm in love with this. I think this is great. I think the only weird thing about it is this lack of anything up here, but that's just because of the transformation and how flat the robot mode is. I'm fine with that. These are just the arms hanging out back here. It's not so much the fact that this is missing space. It's the fact that these are taking up this back space. And with these back here as well, it can sit flat, but sometimes it leans, but that kind of provides a stand for it. So totally fine with me. His detail, he's got the play button and everything, play, start, stop. He's got rewind, fast forward. He's got two little speaker etchings up here, left and right. He's got the record and battery thing down here. I kind of want to paint that red. You can take him, just like with his robot mode, you can take some of his cassettes. Whoop, where? Oh, there. Slide him on in. And he can sit there and play some funky beats. Obviously, as well, he is compatible with his other cassettes from the packs. You got Frenzy and Rumble right here. So really, really sick on this. I love this set a lot. I'm really into it, and I think this guy is pretty stellar. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about Soundwave here. He is wonderful. He is my favorite between him and the Siege version. I love this G1 Accurate tape deck mode, and he just fills everything out beautifully. His colors, his sculpt, I love it a lot. So if you have any questions about this guy, maybe something I didn't cover in this video specifically, feel free to leave a comment in the section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Hang out here for more, and happy hunting. Thank you guys for watching.